Welcome to this deep dive into one of the most talked about and misunderstood regions in the world, the Gaza Strip, a land of resilience, history, and struggle. But what is Gaza's story, and why is it at the center of so much global attention? Let's explore. The Gaza Strip is a small but densely populated Palestinian territory located along the Mediterranean Sea, bordering Egypt to the south and Israel to the east and north. It stretches about 41 kilometers in length and 6 to 12 kilometers in width, making it one of the most densely populated areas in the world, with over 2 million people living there. Gaza's history is deeply intertwined with the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. After the end of British rule in 1948 and the creation of Israel, Gaza became a refuge for thousands of displaced Palestinians. It was first controlled by Egypt and later occupied by Israel after the 1967 Six-Day War. In 2005, Israel withdrew its settlements, but tensions remained, leading to multiple wars and blockades over the years. Life in Gaza today. Life in Gaza is challenging. Due to the blockade imposed by Israel and Egypt, movement in and out of the Strip is highly restricted. This has created economic hardships, with limited access to clean water, electricity, medical supplies, and job opportunities. However, despite these struggles, the people of Gaza continue to show remarkable resilience and creativity. The hope for peace. Despite the ongoing conflicts, there are voices on both sides calling for peace, dialogue, and a better future. Many believe that a just resolution could bring stability not only to Gaza, but to the entire region. The Gaza Strip is more than just a conflict zone. It is home to millions of people with dreams, aspirations, and a desire for peace. The world watches, but the future of Gaza depends on both local and international efforts to find a lasting solution. Why does Trump want to take over Gaza, and could he do it? The U.S. president later repeated elements of the proposal on social media, saying Gaza would be turned over to the U.S. by Israel under his plan. The White House moved to clarify that the displacement of Palestinians would be temporary, while Secretary of State Marco Rubio described it as an interim arrangement. But the proposal has continued to draw condemnation, including from across the Middle East, close U.S. allies in the United Nations. And some analysts have raised fears Trump's comments could destabilize the ongoing ceasefire between Hamas and Israel.
We'll take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it, too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings, level it out, create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area.
What authority would allow you to do that? Are you talking about a permanent occupation there?
I do see a long-term ownership position, and I see it bringing great stability to that part of the Middle East and maybe the entire Middle East. And everybody I've spoken to, this was not a decision made lightly. Everybody I've spoken to loves the idea of the United States owning that piece of land, developing and creating thousands of jobs with something that will be magnificent in a really magnificent area that nobody would know. Nobody can look because all they see is death and destruction.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, meanwhile, said the idea was worth paying attention to. It comes amid ongoing questions about the post-conflict future of Gaza, where the UN estimates around 2/3 of buildings have been destroyed or damaged after 15 months of fighting. Trump's vague proposal could signal the largest shift in U.S. policy on the Middle East in decades, upending widespread international consensus on the need for a Palestinian state, comprising Gaza and the occupied West Bank, to exist alongside Israel.
I mentioned again tonight our three goals, and the third goal is to make sure that Gaza never poses a threat to Israel again. President Trump is taking it to a much higher level. He sees a different future for that piece of land that has been the focus of so much terrorism, so many attacks against us, so many trials and so many tribulations. He has a different idea, and I think it's worth paying attention to this.
So why did Donald Trump say this now? If Donald Trump is right about one thing, It is that decades of U.S. diplomacy on Israel and the Palestinians have failed to resolve the conflict. Peace proposals and presidents have come and gone, but the problems have festered. Hamas's attack on Israel on the 7th of October 2023 and the war in Gaza it triggered were the hideous results. Trump made his millions as a property developer and, with that hat on, made a perfectly valid observation. If Gaza is to be rebuilt from scratch in some places, it makes little sense for hundreds of thousands of civilians to be sheltering in the rubble. The task of rebuilding Gaza will be monumental. Unexploded munitions and mountains of debris have to be removed. Water and power lines have to be repaired. Schools, hospitals, and shops need to be rebuilt. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content. Let's keep the conversation going in the comments. What are your thoughts on Gaza's future?